Alright, what's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of my All for One career mode. I decided that this episode should be spent on the Mexican national team. Now that we're managing this team, of course, we also still have our club team Monterrey. We are, like I said, going to go ahead and start working on the goal to basically beef up the Mexican national team. We've pretty much brought every single one of our players for the most part, all the important ones that is. All of these other ones obviously aren't really quite up to par yet. They will be, within some time, but right now not really. So we've got two formations that I want to use. And by the way, I've actually, I think, found a way to include Lozano. If you remember, first of all, if you remember, I said that this is one of the only ways I could really implement having all these players in at the same time. Lozano, Gutierrez, Pineda, Pizarro, Gonzalez, and Vega. They were the main players that I want up in the starting 11. There's just no excuse to not have every single one of them, and I did not feel that I had a real way of getting it working. But now I feel like I have, and it's actually a very, very simple way of doing it. So if we go here, first off, we have this formation. Apparently, it's a 4-1-2-2-1. Kind of true, not really. But the one that I'm really looking for is this one here. It's basically a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. It's just that this right here, this position, actually, this should be left wing. I'm just going to go ahead and discard changes, but you get the idea. Lozano is technically still on the wing. It's just that he is also more or less a striker. We've got Pineda, we've got Gutierrez, Pizarro, and Gonzalez. Our four main midfielders are basically the core of this team. We've got Vega in there. We've got Montes in there. We've even got Aguirre, who is playing as a right wing for the club. But going back to his right back position here at the national team, we finally have a left back that we can actually use, as opposed to not really having one in the club. Yeah, this is, I think, the answer to the whole issue that I had, and this is what I'm going to end up transferring over to the club team once we have a solid enough left back, because right now I don't think we do. Don't really remember. No, we don't even have any other fullbacks at all. So yeah, that says a lot. But you guys get the idea. This is basically the formation I want to try to use from now on. Let's see if it'll be possible. I definitely think it's something worth trying, especially since Lozano does have the stats of a striker. He's got pace, he's got the attack positioning, he's got the finishing, the distance shooting. He's got it all, basically. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how he works here. But for this episode, like I said, I want to focus on the national team. These are our first two international friendlies since accepting the job, and I think that I'm going to focus on these two games for this episode just to see how we do in the international level. We're going to be facing off against Portugal, then Bulgaria. So two solid enough teams. Bulgaria probably not one of the best teams to face off against, but Portugal for sure being one of the solid teams to go up against. I think it's a pretty good test, at least, that's for sure. And Bulgaria will be one of those teams that I feel we should more or less stomp. No disrespect, of course. It's just that we're sitting here with some very high rated players. And it'll be a little bit of both, basically. A team that'll be a challenge, and a team that will be that should be easily disposed of. But Portugal up next. Okay, so Portugal, like I said, definitely a team that should more or less be a challenge for us. I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do here. Obviously, we've been doing decently well in the Premier League. I think we're still top of the league, so more than decently well. And yeah, we are also doing pretty solid in the Euro League. So I think we should be solid enough to play against Portugal here. Given the fact that they don't just sit back. But yeah, I trust this team. We'll see. Alright, Pineda up top to Gutierrez, who's taking forever to go recover the ball. It's fine though. Pizarro down to Lozano. Let's see if we can get a 1-2 going here. We can. This should be a goal. And Lozano on his more or less debut as a sort of striker, half striker, half winger, but yeah, mostly a striker. Gets himself a goal. not too bad. It took us a while. Portugal are actually pretty solid defensively. I'm not sure if it's because they have a lot of people back there or what, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard breaking them down. Not sure why. I know they have some solid defenders in there. It's just that, something just feels off by the way they defend so convincingly every single time I step in front of them. But yeah, we still managed to break them down. Break them down. We get a goal, and we are in the lead. Pineda, Gutierrez, good turn, just long shot this, and there it is, 2-0. Gutierrez, even back during the Roma career mode that I was doing earlier this year, I think it was the Roma career mode from this year, well, from this FIFA at least, he was super solid. He was really good paired up with Geis, Johannes Geis, and the two of them were just perfect together in the formation that I played for Roma. Even now, he's getting back to what he was back then. If not a little bit better, because I don't actually remember what rating I left him when it came to the Roma career mode. But I mean, currently he's 88 rated. He's got some very decent stats all around. He's decent in terms of pace and physicality. Of course, he's got the 99 stamina, so that's always perfect. Great dribbling and ball control. Long shots, they're there. 84 long shots with 78 power, so it's got some direction to it and a little bit of power behind it. Yeah, overall a very solid player, and I'm super happy with this midfield overall. These four together are near perfection, I would say. They have the pace, they have the aggression in terms of they hustle a lot. They've got the 99 stamina on I think 2 or 3 of out of 4. And they've got great technical ability. The only thing I would say that they're really lacking is height. I think the tallest one would maybe be Pizarro at 5'8", and I think Gutierrez, no, 5'9". All right, so he's the tallest. Then we've got 5'8", 5'6", which I don't think is correct. I think in real life he's around 5'5", if not a little bit shorter. He's very small. But yeah, this team basically, like I said, what it lacks above all else is height. Lozano 5'9", Vega 5'8", Aguirre 5'7". Then we've got Montes, who is part of our club team, 6'3", so one of the tallest. And then the tallest one that we've got out there is our keeper, 6'5". But that's good. That's good for him being a keeper. But out on the field, we don't really have any kind of height, and Vega having decent enough jumping with very high heading, it just doesn't really work all the time, so we do lack height, but still this midfield is solid no matter what. If they did have that height, I think I really would call it near perfection, if not perfect for what I'm looking for, especially with someone like Pineda. His physical stats paired with actual height would just be filthy. Right, Gutierrez finds Gonzalez, gonna go to Vega, trying to sweat this across. Gutierrez is there, and he gets his second on a weak foot shot as well. I think he still has a 2-star weak foot. I really don't believe that. He should have minimum 3. Yeah, he's still got 2-star weak foot. That's kind of bad, but yeah, I mean, I've seen him play in real life. I do believe it should be a 3, but still, he puts it away. More or less an open net, so if he missed it, I'd be pretty upset. Vega, gonna wait for Gonzalez. There we go. Shoot, this should be another goal. Almost missed, off the post. 4-0, 76 minutes in. Let's go ahead and make some changes now. I'm liking this formation. There's a lot of depth in the midfield, of course, with these players. Pineda 99 stamina, 99 and 99. So 3 out of 4 at 99. Gonzalez at 86, which is still pretty high. So we're just going to switch things up a bit. We're going to bring on Corona. I'm mainly going to use him as an attacking mid, if at all. Lopez will probably get a shot every now and again. If anything, he will be playing where Lozano is right now. And speaking of which, Vega is going to come off. Lozano is going to be moved up to the striker role. Vela is going to be playing more of the outside striker role. And I think I want to bring on, let's say, Dos Santos for Pineda, just because at this point really switch these two, because I think Pizarro has better defensive stats. But yeah, we're going to see if we can get Lozano another goal, and definitely see if we can get Gutierrez one as well, which would be a hat-trick if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we'll see. Gutierrez finds Pizarro. Then Corona. I think he's on still. Lozano gonna go push forward, shoot. Not really sure what that guy is doing all the way up by the sideline. I don't know if you guys can see him there. Who is that? It looks like that's probably Gutierrez. Oh, no, no, no. There's still someone way further wide. Yeah, I have no idea who that was. I'm hoping at the very least it was our left back. But yeah, there we go. There's the goal for Lozano. He might actually be very, very solid as a striker. And I actually can't wait until I can use him there in the Premier League and whatnot. It's just that we do not even have any other fullbacks to use. We have Aguirre, who can play the right back role perfectly fine, but we do not have a left back. So we're going to have to try to invest some time into finding one in the academy. If we can't, then I don't actually even know what we're going to do. We might just have to have a makeshift left back. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But yeah, this is the formation I'm going to be running from now on in the club as soon as I get a left back to use. Yeah, we'll see. And there we go. A 5-0 victory over Portugal. They were definitely very solid. But once the first goal hit, Portugal were pretty much at a loss. They had no idea how to cope. And if we managed to beat them like this, what is he doing? I think that we should be able to dispose of the Bulgaria very easily. So let's go ahead and move on to that game. Lozano, Gutierrez, Gonzalez, and Lozano. So overall, a lot of goals, a lot of good goals too. There was a lot of well-worked goals. Man of the match is going to go to Lozano. 2 goals, no assists, but overall a very solid game by him. He even got a tackle in there. So yeah, Bulgaria up next. Okay, so Bulgaria up next. Definitely had the chance to switch up the starting lineup for this game, but I decided against it just because I want to make sure I get used to this team. This is more than likely going to turn out to be my main team for the future when it comes to the Mexican national team. Which is pretty obvious, obviously, since this is where the majority of my solid players are at. But yeah, we're going to see if we can get used to this team playing at the national level. We are not really too focused on this game just because Bulgaria, I don't think, are going to pose too much of a threat. If they do, then definitely, good on them. But right now, I'm just basically going to try to get used to this formation as quickly as possible, and then see where we can go from there. But overall, not really too worried, and we'll probably get a couple goals here and there and maybe win relatively easily, but, again, not forcing anything yet. Pineda to Gonzalez, Lozano, Vega, go to Gonzalez, finesse shot first time, Lozano with the volley. I don't think I've had a single real shot on target this entire half other than these two. Which, by the way, I do feel that the Gonzalez shot should have gone in, but thankfully we get a really lucky rebound there. Lozano's able to put it away, even though it's relatively difficult on his weak foot. It is a volley. I don't think he let the ball touch the ground, so yeah, definitely a difficult shot. But yeah, like I said, I've had quite a few shots so far, but I think those were the first 2 that were actually on target, which is not good by any means. But yeah, I mean, at the very least, I can say that I'm not taking this too seriously, but it is definitely not a good look for me to be missing so many opportunities. Okay, so halftime, let's go ahead and take a look at these stats. Like I said, I haven't really been very clinical at all, even though I've had plenty of opportunities. And like I said, I was up to 5 shots, none of them on target. I took 2 more, which resulted in a goal, a rebound, and then a goal. And they were the only 2 shots on target. So yeah, I have not been very clinical at all. I have, however, been very good when it comes to passing. 97% pass accuracy. I got to see what formation they're running. 4-4-1-1. It looks like not really a 4-2-3-1. Looks more like a 4-4-1-1. So definitely very defensive, but it's not something to be surprised about. If anything, I expected it. Which is why I kind of didn't want to make any changes to the starting lineup. I wanted to ensure a victory since, I wasn't going to take this too seriously given the team that we're facing off against. I mean, look at what they're doing. But yeah, overall, nothing too new or nothing very surprising so far from Bulgaria. They are very defensive. They have a defensive formation, but they just can't really get anything going forward, of course. Okay, so we have just now gotten the chance to make some subs, 79 minutes in. Kind of late, but, might as well get them in. Vela, nah, actually he played last time, so I'll play Corona in for Gonzalez. Dos Santos is going to stay put. Herrera's going to come on for Pineda, who continuously gets winded. Might have to change up his instructions a little bit because he winds up super tired. I really think it has something to do with the fact that I have it set at aggressive interceptions, but we'll see. I'll change that up and see if it affects him negatively, positively, or not at all in the future. But yeah, not really sure who else I want to bring on. Vega, I want to keep on, but yeah, whatever. I would let him rest a little bit. We've still got to go back to the Premier League and the Euro League, I think, in the next episode, so we'll just leave it at that. He did pretty well. He was good enough, I guess. Yeah. Gutierrez down to Herrera, finding Lozano, then to Corona. Go to Vela. I was really hoping for a better pass than that. Finding Layun, who's completely winded, exhausted is what I meant to say. But yeah, he still gets a goal. 2-0. Again, not too exciting. Like I said, it's things that I really expected to happen. Bulgaria, even though they were down 1-0, they didn't really want to push for a goal. Still super defensive. Still a lot of people back there defending. And we get a near last-minute goal. So there you go. Cushion goal secures the victory. And Layun just completely winded. I don't think I want him going back, so we're just going to go on defensive for the final few minutes, and then see it out to the end. And there we go. 2-0 victory over Bulgaria. 2 very successful matches for this international side, who I have more or less completely revamped. I think the starting lineup only has about 2 of the original players, and everyone else is someone that came from my team after being trained by me, being grown with me. Yeah, overall, like I said, not very clinical this game. Decent when it comes to pass accuracy. Great possession, of course. And overall dominated this game. Layun an 8.6. I mean, he was super tired, and for good reason. He was doing a lot this game. Not really good in terms of passes, but one shot, one on target. Dribbles completed were fine. Not really good with crosses. His tackling was fine. I guess he deserves man of the match. I don't know. It was really one of those games where anyone could really be named man of the match. Anyone that scored at least, because it was a very boring game. Losing my voice for some reason. So with that, I'm going to end the episode. As always, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment. Subscribe if you're new. Very successful matches with the national team so far. One was, it started off pretty challenging and ended with us just at a complete blowout. And then the second match was relatively easy. I wasn't super serious about things, which is good because I did miss a lot of opportunities. And if it was one of those games where I had to score, I'd be super upset with myself at not being as clinical as possible. But yeah, overall, successful start to our international career. Well on our way to be successful in the World Cup, which is one of the ultimate goals for this series. I think once we hit that, plus Champions League success and all of that, once we hit those goals, those objectives, we'll pretty much more or less be done with this series. I thought it would have gone on a little bit longer. I still do believe it's going to go on for quite a while. I don't know if we're going to be able to be that successful in the Champions League. Definitely in our league, our domestic league, and then our domestic tournaments. We actually have to win those as well, just remembered. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty sure it's going to be within maybe the next 3 or 4 seasons that we'll be able to accomplish and win every single tournament that we're in, whether it be through the international stage or domestically, or you get the idea with our club. So yeah, that's it. Peace.